Today we're going to save some money. I'm going to change the oil and filter on my 2007 Ford Mondeo. Pretty easy job on these motors. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Let's get into it after the introduction. Make sure you're working with a warm engine. That makes sure that you get as much oil out as possible. More oil out, more contaminants out. First thing we do, go to the back of the sump, or the oil pan as some might say, and you'll find the sump plug, 13mm socket. Get that off. You might need to tap it a bit. When you unwind it, you want to hold it in with your hand until you've got your tray underneath it. Hold it in as much as possible. Once you feel it's loose, then just drop the plug. Once the oil slows down, draining out, you can take off the oil filter at the front. Use a filter wrench on it. Shouldn't be too difficult. Get that off and make sure you got something underneath it. It's going to be full of oil and you don't want it dripping oil all over your driveway. So while you're waiting for the last of the oil to drain out of your engine, grab your new oil filter and you want to lightly oil the rubber seal as well as pre-fill your filter. We pre-fill the filter to ensure that we get up to pressure as soon as possible when we first start the car, and so there's less wear when the motor is running at first without enough oil pressure. Once you've done that, clean up around where the oil filter is going to go, especially where it's going to seal. Make sure that's nice and clean. Got no contaminants, no grit there. Place your oil filter on and screw it in. You're going to want this as firm as you can get it with your hands, and no more. So before we put the sump plug back in, we check it for contaminants. Some sump plugs have a magnetic washer there to catch small bits of metal filings and things. Clean that up and screw it back in. You can either tighten it to torque spec, or in this case we're just nipping it up and giving it a tap just to firm it up. You don't want to over tighten the sump plug. Once we've put everything back in place to stop the oil from leaking out, it's time to put the new oil in. Clean up around the where we're going to put the oil. This is the 2-litre Mondeo. It takes 4.3 litres. So carefully, without spilling it, pour in your 4.3 litres. Once we've done that, put the cap back on and we're going to start the engine. Once you start the engine, the oil pressure light here should go off within seconds. If it's on for longer than 10 or 15 seconds, you want to shut everything down because something's gone wrong. Check your dipstick levels and add more oil if you need to. Once you're happy with your level, dipstick back in, close everything down and you're done. Should take you about 10 minutes all up, 15 minutes max. That's it, job done. Save yourself some money. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you found this video useful. There's more Mondeo maintenance videos on my channel. safe driving out there.